Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we're tracking for you. Cyclone Biparjoy brings heavy rains to India's western coast. IMF terms Pakistan's new budget missed opportunity as loan deal deadline nears. And Nepali women recycle corn husk to turn into art. And now for all the details. Heavy rains lashed up parts of India's western Gujarat state on Thursday due to cyclone Biparjoy. Authorities in India and neighbouring Pakistan have evacuated more than 150,000 people from vulnerable coastal areas in the path of the cyclone, set to whirl in from the Arabian Sea and make landfall by Thursday night. Weather experts warn the process could last until midnight. Classified as a Category 1 storm, Biparjoy appeared to have lost some of its intensity till the last reports came in. Makeshift relief quarters were set up in schools and government buildings to shelter the displaced in both India and Pakistan. Indian authorities have suspended fishing until Friday, shut schools and closed beaches. Many offshore oil installations and major ports had also suspended operations.
ऐसी परिस्थिति में यहाँ के जितने भी कच्चे झोपड़े वाले मकान में जो लोग रहते थे, उन सबको यहाँ से सुरक्षित स्थानों पर हमने स्थानांतरित किया है। उन सबको खाने पीने की व्यवस्था की गई है। एनडीआरएफ की टीम, एसडीआरएफ की टीम हमारे यहाँ मौजूद है।
And ahead of the crucial state visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the United States, a US lawmaker has said Washington needs to pay more attention to India as a future partner going forward. Congressman Richard McCormick said the US needs to have strategic, economic and military ties with India, a strong partner to counter the threats in the South Asian region.
I think the more we link our countries together, both strategically, economically, militarily, the better. If you look at the threats in the region, if you look at India's strategic location next to China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, with all the problems that we have in that part of the world right now, we need a strong partner, somebody that we can link ourselves to. We have obviously.
Meanwhile, India's Defence Ministry on Thursday approved the deal for acquiring the MQ-9 Predator drones from the US. A Reuters report said the Biden administration wants New Delhi to advance the deal of the armed drones and is counting on PM Modi's Washington visit to break the logjam over the deal. Well, the IMF has expressed dissatisfaction with Pakistan's new federal budget, a blow for the cash-strapped country with 2 weeks left for its bailout program to expire. A report. In a blow to cash-strapped Pakistan, the International Monetary Fund on Thursday expressed dissatisfaction with its federal budget tabled in the parliament last Friday. IMF representative in Pakistan, Esther Ruiz Perez, in a statement, said that the budget misses an opportunity to broaden the tax base in a more progressive way, and the tax amnesty runs against program's conditionality, creating a damaging precedent. She said IMF is ready to work with Shehbaz Sharif-led government in refining the budget ahead of its passage. Economic experts and residents in Pakistan have also criticized the budget, saying it is focused at elections later this year.
पूछती नहीं है। ये आप देखें कि अभी जो अवाम ओवरऑल अवाम तो बिल्कुल जो मस्त तबका वो तो मर चुका है। जो बजट है वो क्या बजट पेश करेंगे, अवाम को क्या रिलीफ देंगे। लश्करी आइटम पर वो कहते हैं जी वो टैक्स लगाएंगे, वो अवाम गरीब अवाम को क्या फ़ायदा। गरीब अवाम को तो आटे का ना मिल रहा है, वो आपको 20 किलो का जो थैला मिल रहा है वो आपको 3200 रुपये का मिल रहा है। अभी कैसे आप गवर्नमेंट कैसे कंट्रोल करेगी। आप कभी गवर्नमेंट को इनको खौफ खुदा मेरा ख्याल है कि ये भूल गए हैं।
देखें, बजट के हवाले से तो ये है, ज़ाहिर है जब आपकी जेब में कुछ नहीं होगा तो आप क्या बजट बनाएंगे, और जब कहीं से मांग के आपने बजट बनाना है तो वो क्या बजट बनेगा।
Pakistan, which is reeling under decade-high inflation, has barely enough currency reserves to cover 1 month's imports. It hopes to get $1.1 billion IMF funds, but the bailout has remained stalled since November over a number of conditions. And scores of teachers in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir recently held a massive protest to demand hike in their salaries at par with their counterparts in Pakistan. The protesters alleged discrimination and said they are being deprived of a fair hike despite serving for several years, while the same raise has already been given to teachers across Pakistan. This is not the first time government workers in POK have to often hit the streets to demand even their basic rights, which they say meet a bureaucratic blockade at the behest of the political leadership of Pakistan.
लेकिन यहाँ के हुक्मरान 2009 से 2012 से हम मौजूद हैं, हम पायनियर, हमें नहीं मिला और पूरे पाकिस्तान में मिल गया और कोई हम गलत बात भी नहीं कह रहे। हमारे मुकाबले में हमारे जो दूसरे भाई हैं जो लेक्चरर बनते हैं उनको एमएड की जरूरत नहीं होती, उनको बीएड की जरूरत नहीं होती, वो 17 में जाते हैं। हमारे ऊपर ज्यादा दबाव भी रखा जाता है, हमारी क्वालिफिकेशन भी ज्यादा है, फिर हमारे खिलाफ बात भी की जाती है।
And the United Nations in a report has said that the link between Afghanistan's Taliban regime and Al-Qaeda and Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan remains strong and symbiotic, and a range of terrorist groups have greater freedom of maneuver under the de facto authorities. The report states that there are indications that Al-Qaeda is rebuilding operational capability. TTP is launching attacks into Pakistan with support from the Taliban, and groups of foreign terrorist fighters are projecting threat across Afghanistan's borders. In January, a bombing attributed to the TTP in Pakistan's Peshawar killed at least 100, most of whom were police personnel. However, Taliban spokesman Zabiullah Mujahid has denied the allegations and described the report as biased and far from reality. He claimed the accusation that Afghanistan has become a safe haven for terrorists as baseless propaganda. And India and Bangladesh on Wednesday agreed for border infrastructure upgrade by giving nod to 5 developmental projects that would enhance ease of living for people along both sides of the fence. The decision was taken during Director General level talks between India's Border Security Force and Border Guard Bangladesh in New Delhi. Both sides described the decision a momentous one, saying that it will further bolster bilateral relations, including trade ties. The two sides also agreed to work independently and jointly to limit the instances of killing of Bangladeshi nationals close to the international boundary. And a group of Nepali women are recycling corn husk, turning it into artwork in the form of dolls and souvenir pieces. Take a look. In an apartment in Nepal's Lalitpur city, Lakshmi Nakharmi, along with a team of 5 women, is busy creating dolls and souvenir pieces using corn husk and other biodegradable items. Lakshmi read an article in a magazine 3 decades ago about using corn husk to make decorative items for Christmas. Inspired by the idea, she along with 3 of her sisters started turning corn husk into artwork. Over the years, their hobby has transformed into a lucrative business.
तर म्यागजिनमा देखेर अनि त्यो अनुसारको चाहिँ हामीले पनि नेपाली अनुसार बनाउनु मिल्छ सोच आएको थियो तर बच्चा बेलादेखि नै वेस्टेजलाई युटिलाइज गर्ने मनमा एउटा हुन्थ्यो त्यो हिसाबमा चाहिँ मैले गर्दै गएको हो.
The remains of the maize are either burnt or left to rot by the farmers. Recycling the waste, the group creates dolls depicting diverse ethnicities across Nepal and are hence preserving Nepali culture. They hope to carry on to pass down the craft to future generations. Well, that's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.